Tickets for the St. Jude Dream Home are now sold out. Watch the giveaway on June 29th at noon on Local 3. And thank you for your support of the families and children at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Look who's here with us this morning, Dr. Marc Cromie with the Chattanooga Allergy Clinic. And you better hold on to your seats because Marc said, what do you want to talk about today, Julie? And we have a laundry list of things, right?
We can do it all.
Okay, can I start us off?
Go ahead. You're the host. Go ahead. Welcome to my show.
Actually, it does feel like that sometimes. I want to talk about the rain because it's going to be dry now for a few days. Imagine that. But we have had an inordinate amount of rain. And is that a problem for people?
It is a problem. We've had more rain than we've had in, years and years and years. Too much rain. It's knocking the pollen out of the air, so some people are really happy about that. But guess what the rain does? It increases moisture, humidity, and with that comes mold and fungal growth. So we're seeing patients that are suffering from more of the indoor allergens from the rain that's coming in the basements, also the crawl spaces, and outside we're seeing a lot of mold growth also. So this is an allergen that is often overlooked, okay? We always focus on the tree pollens in the spring.
Right.
In the summer, you get a little break. The grass pollen season is not that crazy high, but the molds are really kicking in right now. So we're seeing a lot of people suffer from that.
I used to struggle with asthma. For some lucky reason, I outgrew it. When my second daughter was born, it vanished. But I was like the hospitalized asthmatic for years. And mold was a real threat to me. And I found a lot of relief in air purifiers.
Yeah, air purifiers and HEPA is the kind you want. The HEPPA, high efficiency particulate arresters. You don't want the ozonating ones. Those are actually going to increase respiratory irritants. But yeah, there's indoor mold that can be reduced by these HEPA air filtration systems. They also help with our other indoor critters, which are going to be dogs and cat. And their dander is everywhere. Cat dander is ubiquitous. You can have a cat move out of the house, years later you'll still find it on the top of shelves and on the curtains, etc. But to your point, there is a lot of studies looking at thunderstorm-induced asthma attacks.
Really?
Yes, and it has something to do with the environmental changes, the particles in the air, and usually it's related to mold spores. That's where all the studies show there's a huge influx of mold spores with the winds and the rain, and that is setting off a giant asthma attack in these populations.
I wanted to bring that up because with the allergy shots, of course, the benefits show up, but while you're waiting for that to kick in, that's a great kind of fail-safe. Plus, it just makes you feel a little bit more secure.
Yeah, for sure. The nice thing about allergy shots is that you're getting them not just seasonally, you're getting them year-round, so it's providing you protection against all your allergens, your indoor and your outdoor allergens.
Okay, we'll use me as the guinea pig because another topic you had today was insects. I mentioned to you I was out doing some yard work in a 10-minute break without rain, and I picked up this piece of yard art that Jed Mescon gave me years ago that had broken. Jed,
we miss you, Jed, we miss you.
And it had broken, and so I picked it up and was going to go throw it away, and all of a sudden I felt something on my arm, both arms, almost to my elbow, in ants. They were not fire, but I quickly swatted them off.
Yeah, we call this the perils of the patio. This is the time of the year, seriously, where Hymenoptera or stinging insect sensitivities occur. And you're gonna have insect stings that can cause anaphylaxis or death. And what I'm talking about is yellow jackets, hornets, wasps, honeybee, and now fire ant. And we are allergic to the venom in these critters. So they don't actually bite you, they sting you. Now with the fire ant, it'll bite with its mouth and then sting in a circle. So a lot of times people will have like a clock-like ring of stings. Now the way you know it's a fire ant is that the next day you'll have a sterile pustule, looks like a little blister with some fluid in it. But if you're allergic to it, obviously your reactions are going to be within 15 or 30 minutes. And what I'm talking about is anything away from the site. You can get stung on the foot and your foot can swell up. That's really okay, all right? It may seem worrisome, it may be painful, but what's dangerous is you get stung in the foot, you have hives from head to toe, problems breathing, wheezing, you feel faint, you pass out, you start having an asthma attack. Those are symptoms of a systemic reaction, and those are people that need to come see us at the Chattanooga Allergy Clinic because we can test you for all these venoms, and guess what? Without these allergy shots, you have a 60% chance of anaphylaxis every time you're stung. With allergy shots for venoms, yellow jackets, hornets, wasps, fire ants, honeybees, that drops to 2% within 6 months. So it is a game changer.
2% within 6 months?
There's no other treatment in the world that can reduce your chance of death and anaphylaxis from 60% to 2% that quickly.
And I love the fact that you can qualify it with the 6 months.
Oh yeah, that's usually by the time you get to the maintenance, to the high doses, that's where you're starting to see changes.
I was surprised to hear you mention honeybee. I would not have thought they'd be on that list.
Honeybees are the most docile critters. Now, I have a lot of beekeepers, believe it or not, that are on allergy shots because they're getting stung. You would think, well, why aren't they not like getting their own injections? Getting stung is like allergy shots. But the truth is, if you are allergic to these critters, the venom in the honeybee is allergenic. Now, the good thing about honeybee is they are docile, they're sweet, but they have a barbed stinger. So if they sting you once, they fly off and die. So they don't want to sting you. So the only people that really get stung is if you happen to stumble across a nest, or if you're a beekeeper, a lot of times you'll get stung when you're trying to get the honey and stuff.
Okay, let's talk kids in camp.
Kids in camp.
I feel sorry for the ones who've already gone to camp and they were stuck in this monsoon.
Oh my gosh, it's been crazy.
It's been crazy. But for the ones who are about to head off, especially away to overnight camp, I guess one thing, make sure parents have their medicines ready to go.
I mean,
right?
Jules, I remember as a kid going off to camps, it was always an instant asthma attack for me, okay?
Why, because you were nervous?
No.
That was me.
I was very sad.
nervous.
I was scared to be alone, you know,
I
as an only
was. I
child.
hated it.
No, I was excited to get away and meet some
Okay.
friends, you know. But anyway, it's because the mold that's in these cabins is enormous.
Yeah.
Plus, a lot of times you're around campfires, you're outdoors and doing a lot of stuff you're not used to, and you're exercising a lot, running and playing and all that kind of stuff. You're in an environment where you're not on air conditioning every night. But what happens is that these kids that typically take their medicines every day will often forget. So make sure they take their medicines with them. Make sure they have Benadryl with them and an EpiPen or an AviQ or the new Neffy nasal spray if they have anaphylaxis and if they have food allergies too. That's another thing that's very dangerous this time of year. Kids going off to camps with food allergies, and their counselors or the staff might not be as aggressive as their parents are.
Is it true for people who have kind of mild allergies, not the life-threatening asthmatic situations or the anaphylaxis, but just kind of mild allergens, are all allergy pills the same, or is it kind of a trial and error to find which one works for you?
They're all histamine blockers, but they're not the same. Like Claritin, which was the first billion-dollar drug in America before any of these other products that came out, was the first non-sedating antihistamine. Now it is worthless in my opinion. I don't think Claritin or loratadine works at all. My number one is Allegra, which is fexofenadine. It used to be made here locally in town, you know, at Chatham.
Oh yeah.
But here's the deal, it's non-sedating. It's the only one safe for the FAA for pilots to take. So if you have any sedation issues, you can take that in the morning. And then my other two favorites are Zyrtec and Xyzal, which I take at night. So I think those are the three best antihistamines. And we have multiple medicines over the counter now you can take, such as Flonase and Nasonex, these nose sprays that are nasal steroids that help with inflammation, as well as antihistamine nose sprays. So we got it all over the counter.
But his true number one favorite is the Chattanooga Allergy Clinic.
That's right, baby, helping you from the womb to the tomb.
I always let him say it. 8 locations or 9.
8 locations to serve you, baby.
ChattanoogaAllergyClinic.com, and we're going to say go dogs.
Go dogs, baby.
Hi, I'm Trevor. Welcome to the Hemp House. Let me show you where the treats are.
Our selection of local products allows the Hemp House to bring a little calm to life's journeys, whether you're blessed with 4 legs or just 2. The Hemp House, with locations to serve you or online at hemp